Welcome back. Welcome back. This is In Black America Radio with your host, Ross the B. This is the first show for 2018. It's February the 2nd, 2018. Hi. Hello. Black people in America and across the globe. Oh, man, there's a lot of things happen. There's a lot of things to discuss, to evaluate, and to recap on. But before we do anything, let's go ahead and bring in my co-host, Smoke. Smoke, are you there?
Yes, sir. What's good?
What's up, man?
Shit, back at it, man. Back at it. 2018, you know what I mean? Been a minute. Feel weird.
You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm over here, got the music jamming and shit. I forgot I was supposed to cut it off and do a show. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking out, you know. I looked at the time. I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, it's just goddamn 10 minutes. I'm out here jamming and shit. I forgot what type of show this is. But we back, bro. We back. How was your New Year's?
Shit, I was just getting back from New York on the actual New Year's, you know what I'm saying? Like right before, a few hours. So, you know what I'm saying? I just drank. I had some beer in the refrigerator. I drank that shit. So the ball dropped. Pretty much was out, you know what I'm saying? But the New Year overall, I mean, this first month, man, that shit went by fast. You know what I'm saying? It's like February already. You know what I mean? So it seemed like it's gonna be an interesting year. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it. But you know, so far, I can't complain too much. You know?
Sure, that's what it is. That's what's up. So, man, yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff. We got to try to get back into the groove now. Just so the listening audience can know, you know what I'm saying, all our supporters and stuff can know, we're going to be doing some new things on In Black America Radio. We're going to be doing a topic show, basically meaning that when there's a topic, an event that happened that needs to be speaking on, like
Feel like
we had the case
H&M
of the black,
like when that H&M joint.
right? The H&M. Right. Okay, that's a good example. Me and Smoke, we're gonna speak on that exclusively for like 30 minutes, and that's it. No more, no less. And we're gonna do that throughout the week, or maybe depending on the topic, right? And then we'll come on, we'll jump, we'll give our spill on it, our take on it. That way it's fresh. And then you don't have to wait until the end of the week to hear our opinion.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't change. Yeah, it's not as sharp, you know what I'm saying? To miss a lot of major points.
Yeah, because a lot of times, well, I mean, news always happens, you know what I'm saying? Events always going to occur. And, you know, we on the show Friday and Saturday. A lot of times you might get off the show and see something, or, you know, Sunday something happens.
Exactly.
You got, you know, it's like a whole week of us, you know, conversating behind the scenes and, you know, just hearing other dialogues. And you know, it's a whole week, you know what I mean? And the points we might have made, you know, off the record, a lot of times we don't touch on them again, you know what I mean? Or they're not as sharp, like you said. So, yeah, that's just the effort for that to, you know, put the thoughts out there raw, you know what I mean, right then and there, up to the moment, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know what I'm saying, pretty much. So that'll be something to look forward to, in these coming weeks, months, as things happen or whatever.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. And I guess that's it. That's one of the newest things that we're working on right now is that. Yeah. So this is Black History Month. Do you want to talk about some things that that happened when the show was off the air, like the monkey shit, or?
We can, yes, we can. I mean, we're here with it, so you know what I'm saying. We can at least talk about that. I mean, you got that. You got Monique. You know what I'm saying. There's a bunch of stuff out there. So, wherever you want to start at, really.
Nah, shit, set it up. I'm twisting the split anyway. So.
All right. Well, we since we mentioned the H&M joint, we can go back and talk about that. So, earlier this year, back in January, there was a promotion for some clothing by the retailer H&M, and so they had the ad of young black brother, modeling some jeans in a green hoodie. The hoodie was the actual clothing, the garment that they were retailing, and on the hoodie itself, it said "coolest monkey in the jungle." So you have a young dark-skinned brother, maybe 10 years old. I'm not sure how old he is. And so there was a bunch of backlash from, the black community. You heard everybody, LeBron. The weekend he had a deal with H&M, and he pulled out of the deal after seeing that. And so, it was pretty much the outrage of, the monkey part of the shirt, you know what I mean? And it being associated with, the name that, black people were called. And so, it felt like the retailer shouldn't have that shirt, you know what I mean? And so, it was a bunch of outrage behind it. So what you thought about that? What was your initial reaction when you saw the people?
Anytime I see anything in relation to monkeys, and black people, I always scratch my head because I don't understand how are black people related to monkeys when white people have a chart that shows them evolving from monkeys.
Racist monkey.
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand the correlation. You know what I'm saying? Because what you got to understand is insecure people project their shit onto the other person. You dig what I'm saying? Right. So the monkey is going to be the one that's going to call you a monkey. You dig what I'm saying? They're going to, sometimes I see shit with the soccer players, the white people throw a banana at the soccer player. And then it's like, oh, okay, you threw a banana at me, so now you're supposed to be calling me a monkey.
Right.
But in all actuality, the monkey is the person throwing the banana, not the one getting the banana thrown at them. So that's why I never understand the outrage over it. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like white people don't define me, can't define me. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the better solution to that problem would have been filling in that market of now mass producing hoodies for children with positive affirmation. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we shouldn't even be. But we shouldn't be reactionary. We should already have that on deck. You know what I'm saying? Like literally before the show cut off, I said, whatever anybody else have, there should be a black version of it. whatever anybody else has. If H&M is selling hoodies, it needs to be, like, literally, black people should walk around these stores, see what they're selling, and make versions of these same things with positive black affirmation for young boys and young girls. You know what I'm saying? That way, because you know it's going to happen, because we're the only ones in this country with no economy. So you know they're going to test their, you know what I'm saying, whatever they like to do, where they're going to try to play black people, and then they're always going to do that. It's going to be the monkey. It's going to be some racism shit, some shit about your color. It's always going to be some schoolwork with some slavery question on it. You know what I'm saying? They always play us with different things. You know what I'm saying? So at this time, on stage of the game, we should be having counter reactions to their action. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to show a Dove commercial and they're peeling off their skin, and we perceive that as bleaching or offensive, then we're all supposed to shift towards black soap. You dig what I'm saying? If H&M is, if H&M is depicting a black child in a hoodie that say the coolest monkey in the jungle, there's supposed to be a black version of H&M that we could automatically divert our attention to. That automatic, like I'm talking about, when you go to H&M, it says the coolest monkey in the jungle, and then when you go to the black version of the store, all of those memes you saw and crowns and all kind of shit, they're already on these hoodies because it's based and centered upon positive affirmation of black boys and black girls. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's how we need to start to handle and address these topics. Not by whining, complaining, and making them change shit. We need to start to just refocus our energy into us instead of trying to make everybody like us. We need to force each other to like us. Rebuild our economy for 2018. Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much with the that story, just to go a little bit forward, the mother of that young man, her name is Terry Mango of Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden. She tweeted out in reference to, like, or in response to, the so-called backlash or whatever. She wrote as the mom, and this is one of hundreds of outfits my son has modeled. Stop crying wolf all the time. Unnecessary issue here. Get over it. And she also wrote, if I bought that jumper and put it on him and posted on my pages, would that make me racist? I get people's opinion, but they are not mine. So the moms wasn't really she didn't make an issue of it. I mean, yeah, pretty much at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, to me, I think we want to rely on, these companies because, to me, it's like, when you see things like that, that's the reason to not go there. I mean, I can understand, like, people, having opinions and things and so forth, but it's like, after a while, after time passes, we'll continue to go back into those, this store. And, I mean, we've seen it before with, like, Tommy Hilfiger, back in the day, he ain't make his clothes for us, supposedly. He said that. Timberland, and then, that outrage wears off, and then we end up going back into it. So, ultimately, I think we want to, shop and spend our money at these companies, and, that's why the outrage is so big. But, I mean, the solution is pretty much what you said before, is to have the, the alternatives to it, to where, we have it, not only just be able to get the clothes, but instead of having something negative or what we might see as negative, we have the positive affirmations on the shirts, get the kids positive message, make $1. You know what I mean?
And it's funny, and the stupid thing about the woman is the mother of the boy is, how can I word this? I would like to see where they at 5 years from now. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if the boy's still modeling, if you know what I'm saying, like what happened, basically. Because I'm like, why you go against the black population? Well, how you go against the black global, you know what I'm saying, like the black wave? Like, how you go against that? That's how lack of value we see in one another. That, because this woman is not a black American. She's from England, by way of Africa. So it's like, you're looking at this woman now who is feeling so good, I should say, for lack of a better word, about herself because her son is modeling for this white company and shit like that, that the black wave that sent this white company to their knees, and she jumps in front to try to defend the white company instead of taking advantage. No, people, instead of taking advantage of the wave and that power and attention and capitalizing off of it, she chose to stand and defend it. That's the same shit the Democrats do with the Trump shit. Instead of saying to yourself, yo, you know what? Let me benefit off of this wave, we choose to stand on a losing-ass argument and fight nothing by ourselves. And at the end of the day, we're not going to have shit. We're going to be like a bunch of Bitcoin holders. But I got, you know what I'm saying? But I got a story though. Another nice little well, before I get to the story, let me get into this break real quick. Not a break, but I wanna mention the United States National Debt Clock. So the savings per family for the U.S. debt clock is 4,000. Yeah, we need a drum roll. $4,746.
That shit looking like Bitcoin. That shit looking like Bitcoin.
Top of that, yeah, right. And here's the thing, Smoke. The beginning of last year, it was 10,000 and some change. The beginning of this year is 4,741. 4,746. So I'll be curious to see where this is at by the end of the year.
Where it's going?
You see what I'm saying? Because, right, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, man. So this is crazy. But the purpose of looking at this is because when that savings per family get low, it dips into the red, and families aren't saving, and they're not paying their debt. All of that smells recession. And once I start to sniff a recession, we got pretty much got an idea of when that's gonna. But that's when it's gonna be time for you to have your money and start to capitalize off of the dips. But all of this going to be explained throughout the year. All this going to be explained throughout the year, because what we're going to be talking about throughout the year on In Black America Radio, we're going to be speaking on stocks. We're going to be speaking on our typical talks that we always speak on, information, history, race relations, economy. We're also going to be speaking on ways on how to get out of debt, how you can clean your own damn credit, stop being lazy, and other ways to build and fix yourself up. Hopefully by 2019, you should be good. We know it's tax time, so we know a lot of people, some of y'all probably don't spend all y'all money. But we know a lot of, you know what I'm saying? But we know a lot of y'all is just filing. So it's like, what you gonna do with your bread? That's the number one question. Put it up and wait until you listen to In Black America Radio, where we give you this solid advice. Of course, we're gonna be talking about Trump. We're gonna be talking about politics. I'm gonna be giving out my predictions and viewpoints that I see if it comes out to be true or not. And what other good shit? Anything I'm missing, Smoke? Is there anything I'm missing?
Nah, you sound like you pretty much at all the points.
All right. So that's what's up. So one thing I do want to talk about is, because I know I spoke on this on the show before, was Kush Bottles, little stock I was looking at. And I brought it at 188. The highest it was at, I want to say, was like $7 and some change. But since then, it dipped down to $5 and some change. P-Hot, a lot of the weed stocks that rose up, a lot of them dipped down because of Jeff Sessions. But the good thing about it is, it's a good time to buy on the dips, buy at the bottom. Buy in the beginning is basically what you're doing. And then all it takes is one news, let's say Jeff Sessions steps down during Trump's second term, or some type of law gets passed or okayed, or if Trump says he's in favor for marijuana states to choose their viewpoints on the marijuana shit or whatever, but do anything in favor, all of them shit shooting up. All of them shit is going to shoot up. So it's like you want to get into them in the beginning. You're thinking of all them shits. Go ahead, son.
Nah, I just say easy. You know, that run in Kush Bottles, I mean, just the last couple months, you know, to run up to $7 and change. You know, if you had an entry point of $2, $3, you know, whatever the numbers was, you know, you easily doubled your money right there. So, and you know, that was maybe a month, 2 months period of time. So, something to watch out.
Hell yeah. So that's how that shit goes. Because at the end of the day, it's about the it's about the knowledge and the information, what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? And really how to capitalize off it. Because I think a lot of times we just don't, and I tell this to a lot of people, we just don't really understand. We just don't understand the rules to the game that we playing. And because we don't understand the rules to the game that we playing, that's the reason why we end up making these dumb decisions. So we'll make these dumb decisions over and over again, and we'll get the proper outcome. Actually, you dig what I'm saying? We'll get the proper outcome that's supposed to happen by making dumbass decisions, And then we'll start to listen to people blame people and make up excuses for why, and then sell you another dumb, failed idea. You know what I'm saying? I find it funny that this right here. I find it funny that the last show we was talking about the Angela Rye, Umar Johnson, and Roland Martin show being canceled. I wake up this morning and I see Boyce Watkins and some chick named Yvette saying car something, right? They beefing.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, I peeked a little bit on Twelve's video.
Yeah, because you know.
Yeah, I've seen her before. Remember she's a little nemesis of his. It's like, I didn't see her before arguing with something going down.
Yeah.
So I was like, when you told me about it, I was like, let me go check this out.
Yeah, he's saying that she a pussy sucker, and she fucking with the white broad, and she saying he was looking at her window or something like that. And the funny thing about it is, if you peep and listen to a lot of the shows, I always make reference to the capitalistic pyramid. Right, Smith? And I always say the Boyce Watkins, Umar Johnson, you know what I'm saying, Tariq, politicians, you know what I'm saying, celebrities, all of them is in the tier above us. And that's the we eat for you. We're on the tier below them, which is we feed all and we work for all. We're on that tier. They're on the tier right above us. We eat for you. That's why they always come to the people and always want to require us for money and us to donate and us to sacrifice and us to work a little harder, try a little this and do a little that. And it's like, why are we doing this? Because that's your purpose on the capitalistic pyramid. And it's so ill, Smoke, that they'll tell you it. They'll tell it to you. Like, you ever heard this, Smoke? They'll say shit like, if you raise the taxes on this business, all they're going to do is increase how much the stuff costs for the consumer and basically pass the money down to the little guy, right? But that's what the capitalistic pyramid is. Yeah, the little guy is us working and busting our ass. And the capitalistic pyramid tells you, we
That's
eat
funny
for
because
you.
She have a video, the Yvette Carnell, I think her name is. I don't even know if it's her video, but it's on like the YouTube. I saw it on YouTube. The channel, I think the name of the channel is like 70 million views. Is the name of the channel. And like it's Yvette Carnell Explosive Voice Walker, whatever. So in the video, they're referencing this Chinese dude who sells like he sells like programs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And he said that he sells hope. You know what I'm saying? So what he do is he sell like, you know, educational programs, stock programs. And so what he said he does is he uses Boyce Watkins as the promotion of his shit. So he like, you know, when Boyce talking about like Bitcoin and shit like that, then he'll have like a Bitcoin program or something, you know, something to that effect that he could sell with the fear that's being created, like, you know, buy this. And so he had specifically mentioned Boyce Watkins, you know what I'm saying, as his go-to guy, pretty much, you know what I'm saying. Now, like, I don't know if him and Boyce have a direct relationship or something like that, or that's just what, you know, he just used his information or something like that. I didn't get that, but, you know, part of the video I saw or whatever. So it's funny, it's like, you know, they'll just go, you know, sell these things and shit. And then you got other people that piggyback off of it and say, well, this is what black people want. This is what they doing. This is what they peddling. So now I'm gonna create a product around that. And you basically pushing it. All I gotta do is present it.
Right. Oh, so that's what it is?
That's what it was saying in the video. You know what I'm saying? Like this Chinese dude, he basically peddles shit through Boyce Watkins. So I don't know if he has a direct relationship to him. It was more seeming like, okay, I got this. You see what Boyce talking about? I can sell this shit. Those people that come after that or whatever he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I just use Bitcoin as an example. So if he's talking about Bitcoin and the benefits of having Bitcoin, then the Chinese guru, he's gonna have an educational guide on Bitcoin. He sell it for whatever. You know what I'm saying? He could promote that shit easy. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah, that's what it is, black people. That's what it is. And see, and this is the sad thing though, because this is how the cycle goes. The deaf, blind, and dumb, the 85, they just trying to make it. So when they do wake up, it's like fresh water. So they'll keep drinking. You see what I'm saying? But then after a while, people start to realize, oh, these people like water? Well, let me go and sell this shit to them. So then you start to buy the water. Then other people like, well, let me stop. Why am I going to try to get some clear water for these people? Let me just fill up any water to sell to them. Then after a while, people can't tell the difference. Yeah, between the tap and the clear and who's selling which one and all kind of. And then after a while, you just get turned off. And it always happened like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was born in it. So like I told you before, I'm seeing the shit happen again. I'm seeing this shit happen again. So that's why now I'm like, yo, let's get prepared for this other wave, this other tide that's about to come down. We're in the beginning stages of that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're in the beginning stages. They already got the guys laying out their dissertations about the economy for the future now. So when the shit happens, they can say, listen to my statements 2 years ago when I mentioned that. They're getting the whole stage set up. Everybody putting their proof of the past right now. Everybody putting their proof of the past right now. You see what I'm saying? But you got to know how to read it. We'll read it now thinking they're talking about today. No. They putting all this shit now, so when the shit hit the fan, then everybody can say refer back to, and then you can feel like, oh, these guys were geniuses. That's how they always play the game. But you got to play the game better. And how you play the game better is you listen to In Black America Radio. Fridays and Saturdays, 9 to 11, and you get this free game. Now, we're going to be dropping that PayPal button on here soon so we can get some support and some love, too, you know what I'm saying? For this information that's actually real, that you actually seen. You can listen to old shows, and you can see how many things that were said back then, pay attention to the dates. And this shit's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but we're going to continuously give you that knowledge, you know what I'm saying? We're going to show you how to clean your credit up by yourselves. It's not hard. You can literally sit and just do it by yourself, you know what I'm saying? You don't need nobody else to do this. Clean your credit up. Get your money and your house in order. You know what I'm saying? what stocks to invest in. You know what I'm saying? Good strategies and ways and proper ways to invest. Because there's always a proper way. Everybody will tell you about investing in stocks and things of that nature, but they won't give you no type of order or direction on how to do it where it's going to make sense. What I mean by that is you're not just pulling money, dropping it into a stock, not understanding how it works. Now, you're going to set up a structure where you're taking care of your home, accumulating money, and able to put money aside for a stock. We're going to speak on different contracts and agencies to get contract work from your government. Businesses, how to start businesses, how to get a business. You know what else I was looking at, Smoke?
What's that?
I was Googling the other day machines that makes plastic forks. I just Googled that.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent me to like Alibaba. So, you know, it's that Chinese website. Yeah. So I'm looking at it. I'm looking at machines that put the ketchup in the ketchup packet, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some things I'm looking at it, it's like, you know, why would I get a ketchup packet machine? You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense. And I'm not about to be slinging ketchup. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. But
there's a market for it though. Restaurant.
Yeah, but I look at it like that. That's something you have if you're also, like, let's say you're in the consumer business and you decide, I have my own restaurant, I will be making my own ketchup packs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, with your own brand and shit like that. I would do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Then you can have your own shit being sent to your, different locations and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? People want extra ketchup here. Here's a pack. That shit got your face.
You can make your own type of sauce and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If you make a sauce,
flip that shit.
Bottles.
That'll be dope.
See, that's the only how I would get something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I was looking at them shit, and I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like 10,000, between like 10, 20,000, you could get you a nice little machine. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking ketchup no more. I'm talking about any type of machine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When they have because I want to say that ketchup machine, that shit might have been like 3,000 or something like that. But the good ones, the ones that's making forks and the plastic forks, knives, plates, and all that shit like that. Yeah, that shit was like 25,000, 37,000, or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was just scrolling, looking through it, you know what I'm saying, trying to see.
But it's obtainable.
A lot of times,
you know what I'm saying?
Right, hell yeah. That's a credit card fee.
Yeah.
That's a credit card fee. You know what I'm saying? But it is obtainable. And it's like a lot of times it's just about looking and trying to see, you know what I'm saying, what you could afford. What you could afford that can work. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not going to work this year. You got to put a couple more dollars up. But it's time. We got to start producing and selling. You know what I'm saying? We can't. Everything can't be consumer-based shit. The ones who got consumer-based jobs, businesses, salute to you. But future entrepreneurs, we got to start thinking industry. We got to start thinking about having black versions of everything that's out. Whatever's out, we need a black version. That has to be the model. We need a black company that makes, not a company, I'm going to say a black version of a weed grinder, like black people that make these weed grinders, black people that make these ashtrays, you know what I'm saying? Black people that make the bowls, the plates, the spoons, the knives, like everything in the dollar store. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, one company can make a bunch of these shits in their building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we need. We got to corner.
Yeah, a lot of the machines is convertible, or well, I can't talk like I know the machines like that. But like with my job, I know a lot of industrial machines. They're like multi-use. So like, especially when you're looking at something like a fork or a knife, that's cut from like a bigger piece of plastic, which it make a like. So basically what I'm trying to say, you just need a different mold for it. So it'll be like one machine that does the same thing, but you'll change one mold to make like knives, change the mold to make forks. You know what I'm saying? So it might be something depending on what you're making, where you have the machine, but all you need to do is buy different molds to create different shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just really like, especially like plastic products. You know, something like those hard plastic ashtrays, or you know, something like that. It might just be a difference in getting a mold, but you know.
Nah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Sure. But that's what we got to do, man. We got to start to really get into thinking industry. You know what I'm saying? We got to start to really get into that. We got to get into these programs, these co-ops. We got to get this paper that's out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times we got the money to do it, but when you don't know, then, you know, or you're just going to look at that money like, yo, let me just blow it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of what you could be doing with it. Word up.
That's what's going to happen.
Put a couple of...
You're going to blow it. You're going to blow it.
Hell yeah. You put a couple of dollars in the side, flip them shits in the market, turn 2,000 to 40. I done did it before. You know what I'm saying? And then you take that 40, and then you can now look at seriously one of these machines. You know what I'm saying? And be like, I bet. Straight up.
Oh yeah.
Do the math.
Do
the distance. I just about to say that. Put that shit, get into a warehouse building, put that shit inside there. Man. Then you start to hire a couple of people and shit like that for the assembly line. You got your own fucking industry. Make sure you pay your taxes. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you pay your taxes and shit. And then you get you another joint in the other part of town, of the black town. You're covering the East Coast and the West Coast. International, too. You know what I'm saying? International, too. A lot of times you might have a lot of your inventory, you know, they be giving them shits away to fucking third world countries and shit like that. Yeah, they supposed to be having black products, you know. That's not no second-hand goods. Whatever don't get sold, we shipping that shit to the people.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a worldwide market, so it's like you open up you have a website, it's people from all over gonna find your site. So, you know, that could be something where you have a market that's not even domestic. You know what I'm saying? Like you bumping them off whatever it is you making.
Because it becomes familiar now. I get familiarized with that name. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm overseas, people familiarize with the name. So I drown out, you know what I'm saying? I drown out whatever market that they have, whatever clothes that they have. You know what I'm saying? That shit might be corny. You know what I'm saying? That shit might be corny. I don't know how they dress in Brazil. I'm not saying they dress corny in Brazil, but I'm saying, what if you came with a doper style and it made all the designers and the people that make the clothes in Brazil, they end up losing money because your whole design style is so ill. You know what I'm saying? And all the youth pick up on it, and you become some hot new shit that everybody must have, and you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we need a black version of everything.
You see that with the Africans where, I saw, I forget where I saw it from, but it might have been a documentary or something like that, and they was making the shoes out of tires. You know what I mean? The damn tire be like the sole, and they got the straps or whatever. I'm like, yo, damn, that's crazy. So I'm flipping through somebody I follow on Instagram, and she might be in Nigeria or something. I'm not quite sure. She on the motherland. So she's showing a pair of shoes that was made out of rubber, made out of the tires or whatever. Like some shit she rocking. I'm looking like, yo, that shit look official. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones they showed in my first example I was talking about, that, it was more crude, but like just the fact that they would make something out of it, they look like sandals, you know what I'm saying? Like some old two-strap sandals. You know what I'm saying? But it was just something simple. What she was showing that she had looked like more of a stylish shoe, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, wow, you know what I'm saying? So there's opportunities for that. It seems like it's catching on, you know what I mean? So that could be something we're ahead of the wave on. There's plenty fucking tires and shit around here. You got somebody designing that shit, should be some high-end couture shit. You know what I'm saying? Something simple. So, yeah, you just gotta, and that itself is more retail. So, but there's plenty of shit out here that we can, just speaking more towards internationally. You know what I mean? Once you get some shit going, you got a website. You never know what could come out of it.
Yeah. So, shit. I want to make sure, because this is Black History Month, that we also honor or show honor towards Black history. So let me do that right now. I'm going to speak on this brother named Jesse Binga. Jesse Binga. Born 1865, died 1950. Jesse Binga rise from relative poverty to become the wealthiest African-American entrepreneur and banker in Chicago in the late 19th century. Earned him a national reputation. Binga was born on April 10th, 1865, in Detroit to William W. Binga, a barber and native of Ontario, Canada, and Adelphia Lewis Binga, the owner of extensive property in Rochester and Detroit. He dropped out of high school and at first collected rent on his mother's property in Detroit. He later moved to Seattle and Tacoma, Washington, and then Oakland, California, working as a barber in each city. Binga also worked as a Pullman porter, and during that time acquired property in Pocatello, Idaho, which he profitably sold. So you see the importance of property, right, Smoke? You see the importance of ownership, right, and not renting, right? Right?
Yeah,
so
boss shit.
That's so fun.
I'm a boss.
Because having that, because with his mother and them having property, even though he dropped out of school, he was able to make money off the land.
Yeah, it was a head start.
Off of being able to do that, yeah, right. It's a head start. He's not starting from the bottom zero. He got different avenues and ways that he could do it. That's why you always have to think about that, especially when you have children. even if you don't have children, you got to think about it for yourself. It's a legacy. You know what I'm saying? This is how you're supposed to move. When you have these things, property, ownership, business, and things of this nature, you have avenues. When you're renting, job working, and stuff like that, you're always subjugated to becoming poor because you're dependent on somebody else to feed you. But let me continue. Benga finally settled in Chicago in 1893. His first real estate ventures were relatively modest. He began by purchasing rundown buildings, repairing, and renting them. By 1908, Benga had built up enough wealth that he was able to establish a private bank. Benga also married Eudora Johnson, who provided him with additional assets and considerable social prestige. As the African American population of Chicago began to grow in the first 2 decades of the 20th century, Benga opened the Benga State Bank in 1921 with deposits of over $200,000. Within 3 years, the bank had deposits of over $1.3 million. Benga, now the owner of a number of Southside Chicago properties, was also a lending philanthropist. Was also a leading, philanthropist. Mm-hmm. The Benga State Bank provided Chicago's African American community with an opportunity other than relying on the large white-owned banks, which often discriminated. The Benga State Bank provided Chicago's African American community with an option, other than relying on the large white-owned banks, which often discriminated and with predatory lending, who often entrapped working-class black residents who wanted to purchase homes or establish businesses. So look, Smoke, nothing changed, right? Nothing changed. Still predatory lending, still discriminating against blacks, still entrapping working-class blacks, and fucking them over about getting homes and establishing businesses. They're still doing that. But what did this black man provide?
It's that big word, option. You know what I mean?
He provided an option. Go ahead.
Right, you know. I mean, that's basically, the gist of what we were just talking about in general, you know what I'm saying? It's like having the black option or the black version of things. And so in this case, it was the banks, and, for Benga setting up, his Benga State Bank. Now we can go there. So when you think of like now, more specifically, last show we did, we talked about Omar. You know what I'm saying? One of his strategies should be linking up with the black banks to, further his purpose and getting a school or, something like that or whatever it is he's trying to do. So that should be an option for him.
Plus, no. He can't keep the money underneath his mattress for long. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put it somewhere, brother. You know what I'm saying? You gotta trust somebody. They all ain't out to get there. So it's like, ironically, with the story, it's even proven and shown and proven. Yeah, you need options. Because, see, once you got the black option, it doesn't matter if the white-owned banks is going to discriminate against you or be a predatory lender towards you. It don't matter because you will be a fool to put your money into their banks. You're automatically going to put it into the black bank because you're not going to be treated that way. So that eliminates that problem. That cuts that's a scissors cutting the ribbon of that type of discrimination. no longer exist for black people as long as we stay in our black economy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And if we get out of our black economy and that happens, you could pitch a bitch. Because guess what? You have a strong economy right behind you that can defend you and stand up and demand whatever it is that you're demanding, like the Jews, Mexicans, and everybody else. That's how it works. We got to twist it because we want to be a part of the people that's going to try to take advantage of us. And then when we get taken advantage of, we look behind us, we don't have support because we don't have an economy. So because we don't have an economy, that means we don't have the support. Then we start to attack ourselves because we can't defeat the system. And then it happens continuously and continuously. But this brother telling you, right, this brother in 1921 started out poor, dropped out of high school, started by collecting his money, grinding, getting his bread up, and flipping the money. If you listen to the story, he's just flipping his money. Up until he ended up getting more private games. Huh?
No, I was just talking about Biggie. Instead of a school, dropped out of high school.
You know what I'm saying? This dude got a thing.
But it's still all good.
So they go, the Bangor State Bank provided. The Bangor State Bank provided Chicago's African American community with an option other than relying on the large white-owned banks, which often discriminated and with predatory lenders who often entrapped working-class black residents who wanted to purchase homes or establish businesses. The bank also employed a number of African Americans in rare, well-compensated, white-collar occupations and created a sense of pride and achievement in African American community business ventures. So if that's what you want, black people, and that's what you want again, you have to understand that the only way for you to achieve that and to get that is by creating that for your damn self. Stop crying because white people don't want to play into the build your self-esteem game. White people are not going to build black people's self-esteem up. You got to build up your own self-esteem. In 1929, Jesse Bangor opened the Arcade Building, a 5-story office building which was resplendent with a richly decorated interior. Built at the corner of 35th and South State Street, just north of Chicago's existing Black Business District. Just north of Chicago's existing Black Business District. The arcade signaled Bangor's impressive entrepreneurial achievements and solidified his place among Chicago's African American elite. Chicago's African American elite. The arcade signaled Bangor's impressive entrepreneurial achievements and solidified his place. Among Chicago's African American elite. However, as a successful entrepreneur, Bangor chose to move his family into a previously all-white neighborhood. With this move, he and his family became a target of terrorists who opposed his residence outside the African American district. His home was bombed 5 times in 1919 in an attempt to get him and his family to leave the neighborhood. Bangor faced other challenges
They ain't changed, boy.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so stupid because at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you was doing your shit. But like always, we always want to be around them. You know what I'm saying?
And they don't never disappoint.
They don't never disappoint, boy. They let you know what it is, boy. They like 1919. They said your shit was bombed 5 times. Nigga, you the op.
Damn. God damn, man. 5? Come on,
You
man.
the op, man. They said Bingo faced other challenges with the beginning of the Depression. In 1930, the Benga State Bank was closed. In 1933, Benga was convicted of embezzlement $22,000 from bank funds and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. God damn. Benga was released after 3
for 22?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Shit.
And then we already know it, but it's 1933, you know what I'm saying? You know, them white motherfuckers were lying like a motherfucker back then. Shit. They probably did that shit to take the bank and the money, to pay for the fucking United States bank. You know what I'm saying?
He's embezzling money.
Yeah. So they said 10 years, but they said he was released after 3 years. Oh, thanks to petitions from his supporters in Chicago, including prominent attorney Clarence Barron and religious leader George Griffin. After his release, Benga spent the rest of his life working as a handyman and usher at St. Ansman Catholic Church. Jesse Benga died in Chicago, 1950. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. And they got books called The Rise and Fall of Jesse Benga, Black Banker, from Journal of Negro History. Yeah, y'all check him out. Y'all check out Jesse Benga. That's crazy. This brother out here is a banker, and at his final days and shit, he's a fucking handyman and a goddamn usher at a Catholic church. But what happened is, during that Depression, they target, and they know who is who. You know what I'm saying? But we want to be around them. Yeah, we got to start trying to be around them. We got to start to protect ourselves. A lot of times, that's a lot of the story, too. Because what we don't get is, during the 1919s, ain't no different than now. The late 1800s ain't no different than now. The only difference is what's in style and what's no longer in style. You know what I'm saying? So a white dude can't just walk and fucking mow me off the goddamn ground. You know what I'm saying? He gotta say excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Because that type of behavior isn't in style. Attitude is always going to be there because that's their nature. So instead of you taking advantage of the red tape that's on this beast, you rather sit next to the beast and try to teach it to respect you. That's like a dog, Smoke, that vicious dog. And you know, if you jump over this fence and fall, this dog gonna tear your ass up. So motherfuckers put it on a leash, shorten the leash, put a muzzle on its mouth, tie the hands and the legs, and wrap it up in red tape. And then you jump over the fence, and you see it growling and shit and trying to move, but it can't go nowhere. So instead of you now building, let's say, a bridge to cross over that fence so you don't got to deal with that again in the future, you rather sit down and pet the dog and talk to the dog and wash the dog up, and you know what I'm saying, and say, you know what, this dog is gonna love me, and one of these days I'm gonna be able to take the muzzle off and the tape off and untie the arms and the leg and take the leash off, and the dog is gonna be nice to me.
If I feed him,
like that's what we're doing. Yeah. I swear, man. I feel like that's how we think. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, "Yo, let's build a bridge so we could just go across and just avoid this dog," and the bridge would be the example of an economy.
Right,
we would rather, you know what I'm saying? We would rather deal with the emotional aspect of the people and making them like us and all kind of weirdo shit. And it's like, that's not important. This is the late 1800s. And the reason why I like to tell stories about the late 1800s, because we was getting shit popping in the late 1800s. But they don't let you know that. They don't let you know that. I be hearing them say things like, oh, yeah, black people, they don't like talking about going back in the past. If they go back in the past, then, you know, that's slavery. They'll never tell you about the late 1800s, the late 1800s and the early 1900s. They don't never tell you about that time period. We was getting it popping. We had mad millionaires, mad philanthropists during that time. If you read about black people during the late 1800s, the early 1900s. It's crazy, but they don't never teach you about them times. They always got you thinking about slavery and civil rights. That's it. Slavery, civil rights, Barack Obama. That's black history. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, man. You got to study the brothers and the sisters from the late 1800s in the early 1900s. You got to study them because you got to ask yourself while you're reading on them how they did that, how they was able to do that, how this brother was able to drop out of high school and hustle his way up to get in the bank. And I got 5 degrees, and I don't know how to get a job. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to say to yourself, how they did that? How these people come out of slavery? And how they do that? How their parents were slaves? And they might have been born free, or they might have been younger slaves and grew up into adulthood as free or whatever. And it's like, how they was able to do this? How they was able to start this? Because if you read the story, guess what? They got the same issues that we got right now, dealing with white people. Once you realize that the same issues that black people and white people always had the same issues throughout history. So once you understand that, dealing with that is stupid. Dealing with that is stupid. You need to be trying to worry about what you got to do to help your people, solidify your people, strengthen that foundation for your people. Now, us as black people, we shouldn't even be thinking that us as a people on a grand scale. We got to stop that. You got to think about you as a people on a micro level, and that's your family. Your little soldiers and your followers, that's your children. That's what you have to work on and build that. And if we all work on our children, that's us working on our next generation. So when you're raising your child polite and to greet black people and black children, respect black women. If you hear your sons calling black women bitches or something like that, even if they're repeating it from the song, you check them. Be like, nah, You don't talk like that. Then and you know what I'm saying? If you do that, what happened is you'll see gradually a shift of energy coming into the black community where there's an energy of respect because everybody's taking on their own, for lack of a better word, tribe. Then, when that's established, it will be easier for us to then speak upon a cultural or a group identity because we would have had the basic understanding of being decent human beings. You understand what I'm saying, Smoke? Because if you're teaching your child, if you teach your child not to disrespect a black woman, don't call her out her name, and that becomes trend, that becomes law, then that's just being a decent human being. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, what they say, manners take you a long way, or some sort of version of that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
we gotta.
So that's just you raising decent human beings. So you raising decent human beings now, and that means if you see a woman speaking on a podium, the thought in your head is not even going to be, man, somebody shut this bitch up. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that.
Right.
Because it's like you 3 generations of this ideology. And that's what we got to remember, too. It's not going to happen with the first generation or the ones that just know it now. This might be, you might be the grandparent where you might have to reinforce it to the grandchild. You know what I'm saying? To help your child, because your child might be caught up into whatever society doing. And you might have to give some of that old school teaching to the babies and teach them manners and things of that nature to keep them in line. But the point is, if you produce decent people coming out your house, it'll be easier for decent people to click up for change within society. It'd be easier for decent black entrepreneurs to click up and create a black union. When I say union, I don't mean union like labor union. I mean union like a collective of black minds, black thoughts, black entrepreneurs who come and work together, and they're not competing to destroy one another, but yet they're competing to expand and control and enrich and empower the black community. These are decent people. And when I'm saying decent, I'm not saying these people may not even be cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? We still from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying, Smoke? You know? But you know what I'm saying? But it's like decent morals where you understand that, yo, I'm doing this for the people. You dig what I'm saying? I'm doing this for the people. Not no sucker shit, but on some, this is for the people shit. So that's what we got to understand. So for us to move into where we're trying to be as a people, we should study our success and our failure. But we don't got to go all the way to ancient times. If you want to go ancient, go to them late 1800s and read up on these people so you can understand what we had and how it got taken from us. And like I said, you'll be amazed. trust and believe. You will be amazed when you finding out. When you find out how many black people during that time was doing their thing. And like I said, once you find that out, you're gonna realize, like, so why you not? And that should not, that should inspire you. It shouldn't make you feel away, but it should inspire you to say to yourself, "Oh, okay, you know what? Let's try to make something happen. At the very least." So, because a bank, I mean, shit. A bank, if he had all that property too, Smoke. A bank would have been the perfect business to have. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. All type of financing, providing all type of financing. Real estate deals you can get into, you know what I'm saying? And the bank gonna finance that shit, so it ain't about having all of the capital of it. Just like buying a house, you don't have all the money for that shit when you get it. You know, the bank assists in that. So if you own the bank, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can put yourself in position in a lot of shit within the city, you know what I'm saying? And, owning a bank, that makes you a major player in your city, definitely.
Yeah. And then it serves for the same purpose, you know what I'm saying? It keeps you from having, it serves for the same purpose, you know what I'm saying? From having to rely upon the large white banks, you know what I'm saying? Who still following the same practice. They follow the same practice, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
everything. Yeah, everything is right there. You know, with your people, you've been able to pitch ideas and businesses to them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically the funding. So a lot of things are going to go through the bank, those personal loans, you know what I mean, that people can use to open businesses and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's a lot of ways you can go and go into that bank. That's some major shit.
See, that's the whole shit. It's like, you just got to be smart before, saying, at the end of the day, you know. And that's the number one thing I like to keep reiterating. You know what I'm saying? I like to keep reiterating that. Because there's a lot of money out here. Yeah, there's a lot of money out here. So
I get it. Gotta get it.
Yeah. We got to change this thing up. When I talk about Donald Trump and Melania about the divorce. Yeah, I won't be surprised if Trump, Melania divorce, Jay-Z, Beyonce divorce. You know what I'm saying? It all looks like it's in the air. Yeah, it all look like it's in the air. Yeah, I see this interesting. Yeah, I see this interesting story right here. It goes, why we need to rebrand black communities. Let's see what this is about, Smoke. The world is an uneven playing field, especially for African Americans. Many problems undermine their human rights. Voter ID laws, underfunded education, and excessive policing are some examples. However, those issues can be solved with public policy. What cannot be undone is the deep psychological damage of overt and subtle racism. When raised in an impoverished environment, black youth internalized the stigma. We could go back to the 1940s for this point, when psychologists Kenneth and Mamie Clark conducted the doll test. In that experiment, they gave white and black children two dolls, the only difference being skin color and hair color. The doll test revealed the black children felt they were inferior to whites due to society acting on the belief through segregation. They called themselves niggers and attributed positive traits to the white doll. The Supreme Court acknowledged the psychological trauma in Brown versus Board of Ed. To separate African American children from others of similar age and qualifications solely because of their race generates a feeling of inferiority as to their status in the community that may affect their hearts and minds in a way unlikely ever to be undone. 55 years later, a CNN report found that white and black children preferred those with lighter skin. Wait a minute, you may ask, how could black kids still believe that after a black president was elected, The core of the problem is that societal perception of black people that has persisted since Jim Crow. Affirmative action from college and work, while well-meaning, fails to address the root of the problem, which begins in the elementary school. De facto segregation still exists in many parts of the country, where communities of colors tend to be poorer. Public schools are primarily funded through property taxes. I'm going to repeat that again. Public schools are primarily funded through property taxes. So those in communities of color receive disproportionately less money than affluent, typical white communities. This translates into less support and worse outcomes for minority students. Correction. Public schools are primarily funded through property taxes. So those in communities of color receive disproportionately less money because those in community of color are renting. That's the reason why. It has nothing to do with being affluent. It has everything to do with the fact that you're renting and you're not owning. So your property taxes aren't going to your school because you're a renter. You're not going to get as much as the people that's working, own their home, and the taxes from their home goes to the school. Researcher Eric Hanschik estimates that it will take 2.5 centuries before the black-white math gap closes and over 1.5 century until the reading gap closes, according to U.S. News and World Report. By the time students apply for college, an inferiority complex will have developed in them. After college, African Americans still have to combat hiring discrimination, job application with quote-unquote black-sounding names, are 50% less likely to get an interview call back than those with white-sounding names. All of that smoke is not having an economy. By the time black students apply for college, an inferiority complex will have developed in them. After college, African Americans still have to combat hiring discrimination. Why do African Americans have to combat hiring discrimination, Smoke, after college?
We gotta go work for those people.
Yeah, but the only reason why they get in this inferiority complex because they know when they go out to look for a job, nobody's gonna hire them. But why do they think that nobody's gonna hire them? Because they don't have an economy. Because if they had an economy, how the hell would they have an inferiority complex when all they got to do is go back to their community and apply for work? You understand what I'm saying? There would be no inferiority complex. Why would you have to worry about? Why would you have to worry about job applicants with black sounding names? Less likely to get a call back. If you had an economy and could work with your own people. You see what I'm saying? That problem is not having an economy. But because we don't want to address not having an economy, we start to make these issues of not having an economy problems that black people deal with. You understand what I'm saying? That's like me talking about the problems I'm dealing with being in prison. And you know what I'm saying? But I'm not telling you I'm in prison. I'm like, yo, I'm telling you all the shit that's happening to me. And you like, yo, man, that's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to, yo, just don't stress out, yo, just, you know what I'm saying? Meditate. And I'm telling you all the problems, but I'm not telling you I'm in prison. Once I tell you I'm in prison, you're going to be like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, shit, man, you locked up. What else you mean to say? You know what I'm saying? And that's what this prison. That's the problems of prison. If I'm telling you I work in the office building, corporate America cubicle shit, and I'm telling you how I feel, but I'm not telling you I work there and that's where it come from, yeah, you might be like, damn, yo, you sound like you stressed out. Yo, man, you might need a vacation, yo. I don't know, man. That's crazy. You need to see a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you be like, yo, but I work in a cubicle office, you might be like, oh, nigga, you just gotta take a nap. that's work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was up all day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so when I hear this, and I'm hearing by the time black students apply for college, an inferiority complex will have developed in them. After college, African Americans still have to combat hiring discrimination. And I'm like, they don't got to combat that. I mean, excuse me, they do have to combat that. But the reason why you have to combat that is because you don't have an economy. If you had an economy, that solves that problem. But we're just going to talk about the problem. But we're not going to speak on what solves it. That's what solves it. Unequal conditions prevent black students from achieving a higher social economic status, ironically, right? Unequal conditions prevent black students from achieving a higher social economic status and perpetuate the falsehood that black people are incapable of self-improvement. Even some who do not mean to offend still associate behavior with racial binaries. You act white if you care about school, speak properly, and dress nicely. And you act black if you care about rap music, frequently use slang, and do drugs. I can attest to such ignorance. In 8th grade, I was sitting with my friend during lunch when one of my friends, Hannah, felt prompted to say that I was the whitest girl at the table. I squirmed. I looked at the rest of the group and saw them nodding in agreement. Hannah then gave a list of reasons of my whiteness. Fashion sense, grades, Starbucks, parody of my Instagram profile. I said nothing. I knew my friends were not trying to be malicious, but their insensitivity still hurt. Worst of all, they were unaware of their ignorance. I'm like, clearly she is hanging around a bunch of white girls. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure she was hanging around a bunch of sisters. None of them would say you're the whitest girl here. That's crazy. The scenario is an example of how base assumption affects our daily interaction. It is difficult for me to visualize how such misconceptions affect those less privileged than me. I have heard horror stories of guidance counselors telling black students to lower their expectation when applying to college and encourage them to take easier classes. Up until 8th grade, I never actively, and the reason why that's happened to Smoke is because the parents not, you know what I'm saying, involved in their child's education. Because a parent who's involved in their child's education, the guidance counselor can't guide your child to do shit. You know what I'm saying? They're only steering the kids whose parents ain't really paying no attention like that. You know what I'm saying? Up until 8th grade, I never actively considered how my race affected the way others viewed me. Now I constantly remind myself that I do not fit the media perception of the quote-unquote ghetto black teenager. The pressure is even greater for students in an equitable environment. Northwestern University found stress from racial anxiety and perceived discrimination by teachers related to lower grades, less academic motivation, and less persistence when encountering the academic challenge, the Atlantic reported. Prejudice is still detrimental to those who do overcome racial and social economic obstacles, because whenever members of the black population do succeed, like Michelle Obama or Oprah, they are treated as the exceptions, as if they are the only African Americans who can be intelligent. That is simply not the case. A Rice University study shows that African Americans are the group most likely to value college. A survey by the Kaiser Family Foundation showed that black men are most worried about having enough money to pay their bills and providing a good education for their children on their list of priorities. So whenever someone implies that black people don't care about school, we must show them all the facts counter that. Yeah, but we ain't got no economy, so even if we care about school, what the hell does that mean? Just as we create the Black Lives Matter movement to combat police brutality, we need more campaigns to debunk stereotypes. Through social media, subliminal messaging, and storytelling in the vein of the Me Too phenomenon, a cultural awakening could push legislation and business leaders to address institutionalized racism. The signs of solidarity within the campaign would also alleviate the isolation and mental burden felt by black youth. If we fail, younger African Americans will struggle to feed off ignorance and will be left asking themselves this: if I am expected to fail, how can I ever hope to succeed? If we want later generations to reach their full potential, we need to change their guided narrative to one that recognizes their right to a good quality of life. And this sister name is Crystal Forethia, Foretia, and the title was called "Why We Need to Rebrand Black Communities." So, what you thought about that, Simone?
Yeah, I'm on mute.
Yeah,
I mean, like, this is like a lot of the victim shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like when we have to, because the thing is with us is that we depend on everything from other people's economy. And so that's just a byproduct of that. You know what I'm saying? It's the stories and stuff that would be detailed in there is just a byproduct of that. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you done heard those stories all the time. You know what I'm saying? You done heard the perspective, you know what I mean? But it's just like, we got to change it, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it's just going to continually always be there. It's always going to be those stories of not being able to fit in corporate America, not get the jobs you feel like you deserve, wanting to have to change your appearance, you know, cut your hair to go get certain jobs. Like, that's always going to be there until we establish our own thing, you know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, it's like we could relate to it, but it's like, you know, at the end of the day, we have to establish something else, or it's always going to be that, you know, that same rhetoric, that same, you know what I mean, that's those same injustices, so to speak.
Century after century, decade after decade. And that's why I said the whole shit is economy. That's the part of that's the puzzle missing in the picture. And we keep on complaining about the effects of not having an economy, but never addressing the fact that we don't have an economy.
Right.
That's the reason for the discrimination and the mistreatment and the stereotypes and why we're viewed a certain way and all that other yada yadas, because we don't got an economy. As the Chinese economy strengthened, their stereotypes has changed. As the Mexican economy has strengthened, their stereotypes has changed. You see what I'm saying? We don't pay attention to that shit. We don't pay attention to that shit. But as your economy strengthens, your image changed. The reason why black people always been the pimps and the hookers and the whores and the drug dealers and the gangsters because our economy is weak. So when your economy is weak, guess what? I have to now go to smoke and ask smoke for money to make a movie. But they say, well, we want you to make a gangster movie. So now you got to go out here and make this movie where you killing black. Huh?
The bang bang, shoot 'em up.
Yeah, all day. So now me as a consumer, I look at it like a car wreck. I'm going to watch. And then you get money. And then they say make a part 2. And then now you got kids growing up watching it. Everybody's feeding off the same filth. You can't get the money unless you produce the filth. I can't see shit except the filth. You get paid off the filth. When your economy is stronger, and you say, yo, I need to get some bread to make this movie. Well, we want a gangster movie. Well, we're going to have a gangster movie. There'll be black gangsters killing white people and bringing the money back to the hood. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do it, guess what? I'll go to another studio and get this shit done. Then we'll see a different image. We'll see a change. You know what I'm saying? But we don't get it because we're being sold this victim shit. We're being sold it. Look how much of that shit Boyce Watkins be talking. Now he caught up in some shit, beefing with some fake black chick that sucked pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like, look out of here. I always thought she was weird. You know what I'm saying? So I never listened to her. And Boyce Watkins, I can't listen to Boyce, man. Boyce is weird too. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime they're all weirdos, you know what I'm saying? So I never really listened to none of them people. So when I seen that shit with them beefing, I'm like, beefing about what? And they're like, oh, he peeking through windows. I said, he looks like a little peeking ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to listen to this shit, you know what I'm saying? And it sounded stupid. You know what I'm saying? So I left it alone. Then I ran across the shit where Boyce Watkins clapped back. Because I can't take her voice when she talking. She like, yeah, black people, yeah. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So I then go to the damn Boyce Watkins joint, and then he clapping back. And this nigga, he like, yeah, I don't know, you know, and it's controversy and all kind of shit. And he like, and I ain't seen nothing, you know, with her and her white girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen that shit, I was like, oh, okay. So this is some weirdo shit. So this is exactly what I thought. Like the pyramid, the capitalistic pyramid. Y'all are on the second tier. And y'all purpose is to eat for us. You know what I'm saying? So that's what your purpose is. I already peeped the game, so that's what it is, man. These are not the people that black people should be listening to. Straight up. But we gonna fall for it because it's a game. The whole shit's a game. It's an inferiority game. It's a victimhood game. They can't do that shit when you got pride. But until we get to that stage, hey, man, those who's able to do it, do it. That's how I look at it. But we got to start to look into industry. We got to look into stuff. We got to literally, we need black versions of everything because we got 4 more minutes, so we need black versions of everything else. Black versions of toothbrushes. Tissue.
Plenty opportunity. We, like I said before, we depend on everything from other people's economy. So, you know, from where we dress, shit for our cars, goddamn food, get your, you know, anything you get the fucking name is like, when you look at the companies at the root of it, you know, they're not out. You know what I'm saying? So there's plenty of opportunities to take over something and be able to provide that.
And guess what? Let's say one of these companies is sponsoring a racist white person and you want to boycott. Now you can transfer your money to that black company that does the same thing that white company does. How that sound? You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it.
Good strategy. That's strategy.
Yeah, that's how you win the game. See, we're not strategizing because we don't got the structure ain't correct. They got the people telling the people to figure out how to get this shit to work. That's not how it works. And if you listen to previous shows, I even said that. I'm like, why are people like Boyce Watkins and all the boys telling the people what we need to be doing in about $1 trillion a year? Why they not, if they got all this pull, why they not talking to the business community, getting them to, now I see why. Now I see why. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always ask that question. I'm like, why does this not? And now you see what's going on. He accused of peeking. She accused of licking. So kind of crazy shit going on. You know what I'm saying? The Umar versus Tyreek. Yeah, just all of this shit crumbles. Yeah, but guess what? It happens in the street. When them street niggas be inside there serving to them fiends and shit, they start shooting it out with each other too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody eating good off the people. If the Republican is in office, every time a Republican is in office, pro-blackness, consciousness, and all that shit is hot commodity. once the Democrats in office, then typically black people get into the I don't see race. You know, we all one race, the human race. We start to get into that shit. You know what I'm saying? So during the Republican reign, that's when we start to get a little bit more pro-black. You know what I'm saying, and shit like that. So this is how it works. This is how it works. You know what I'm saying? But this is how we rock in Black America Radio. You know what I'm saying? We give out some of that real information, not that fake shit. You know what I'm saying? We was out here first, letting you know that Trump was gonna win. Been telling y'all he's gonna get a second term. I'm pretty sure the people are gonna catch up to that shit. Well, I'm starting to hear that now, Smoke. I don't know if you ever been hearing, but I've been hearing.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a couple people. I don't know. He might get a second. I heard Charlamagne saying that shit. Like, not so much saying he is, but it ain't the definite he's out of here after 4 talk.
Yeah, not that
I heard a couple,
more, right? There's only one.
Couple people, because it's just like with the you know, with getting them kicked out of office. What's that called? That's the one blanket out. Right, impeachment. So, you know, in the beginning it was strong impeachment. I know we could do it. They talking about different articles and all that. Then you start hearing the, well, you know, impeachment might not be it. Then it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like that. It's right now, you know, people are starting to see that, you know, it might not just be that for.
Yeah. Yeah, all you gotta do is follow the pattern, man. But these people don't know the pattern. The only ones that know this pattern, obviously, is in Black America Radio. And just like you said, Smoke, we'll see. And we're going to show, we're going to prove. You know what I'm saying? You're going to hear a lot of stuff on here that you're not going to agree with. But that's good. Challenge yourself, man. Use your brain. Call up. You know what I'm saying? Let's have the discussion. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't going to be something that you're used to. It's not gonna be the same typical information that you're gonna get from everybody else. You're gonna get some real shit that's gonna make you think. Where you're gonna have to really use your brain and say to yourself, what's more important? In the antics he's doing, or black people using this time of weakness and division in the white community to capitalize and advance the black race? What's more important? What's more important, being the emotional police, being the post of the moral police in America, or strengthening the black community? What's more important? We gotta be serious, man. We gotta ask these questions and find the answers and solutions for this. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna do it all today. We just came back. We're going to jog into this thing, Smoke. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we're going to do that. Yeah, man. So we're going to go ahead and sign on out, man. Thanks for the listeners. Thanks for the support. You know what I'm saying? This is In Black America with your host, Rasta B, my co-host. Say your name, Smoke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Smoke, you already know.
Yeah, man. It's just In Black America Radio. Share, like, comment. Go to that YouTube page, In Black America Radio. Instagram, In Black America Radio. Facebook, In Black America Radio. And we are out of here. Bobby Black, if anything.